Hello, my name's Elizabeth Charity. I'm the CEO and founder of Youth Corporation, Inc. and the Just Buzz, Community Health, Building Better Societies. And the buzz is that we have a new sheriff in town, and her name is the Honorable Alina Gregory. She has endorsed our program that give the population, incarcerated population in jail, empowerment, employment, and community engagement. Through this virtual training program, it would help share their journey, their struggles, and eventually their successes when they are given the opportunity to provide that vocational training, construction, and entrepreneurship. They also will have therapy and also music. Now, let me introduce you to the team that gonna make it happen.
I'm Rich Whiteside, executive producer of Dawn Rising and executive vice president of Youth Corporation, Inc. You just met Liz Charity, and I know you can feel the passion and conviction in her heart to change the lives of young adults coming out of the juvenile system and give them whole new directions in life. And if she can accomplish that, that will provide not only opportunities for them, but change the whole local communities. And this has been a passion of hers for decades. She's gone to college to study this field, and now all that work is coming together in her program, Youth Corporation, Inc. I met Liz a year ago, and when she told me about her program, it touched my heart, and I knew that I had to get involved in some way. Initially, I talked to her about setting up a TV show that would follow the people going through the program and follow her efforts to work with us in the system and to fight the system to get the resources necessary to be able to provide the program and the tools necessary so that these young adults can have the opportunities to go into a new direction. Now, these first episodes, we don't have people in the program. We're going to be introducing you to some of the key players, both on the government side and both in the system. We'll be bringing on new people. We're in discussions with this wonderful lady out of New York, and you'll meet her today, who set up music in the jail systems, teaching music to people in the system and bringing in top musicians to work with them. It's just amazing. So what are some of the areas that we are going to be teaching? We're going to be giving people in the program opportunities to learn construction, to learn the beauty and barbershopping business, to learn how to set up and run a coffee shop, video production, how to work with computers. I have 30 years experience in Hollywood. I'll be teaching writing. I also have technical writing for going back over 40 years. I'll be teaching any kind of writing they want, except poetry. We have entrepreneurs who have started their own businesses and become wildly successful, who will come in and help teach people the mindset of the entrepreneur and what it takes to create and start up and run a successful business. We have life coaches who have come from the streets, who've had to learn it from the ground up and had to change their lives, and now they're turning around and giving back to the community and have created programs that have a track record of helping people change their lives and go in a new direction. So all this is coming together to create, and I think, an amazing program that I'm incredibly excited to be a part of. And I'm looking forward to being able to show you the people coming into this program. Next episode is going to be focusing on women. For Women's Month, it's just going to be all women, focused on women, and boy, do we have a lot of amazing women already in the program, and I'm excited to be able to bring that to you.
Hello, my name is Alina Gregory, and I am the sheriff of Henrico County in Henrico County, Virginia. Newly elected. I was elected in 2019, started on my first term, January 1st, 2020, and full of excitement because I bring to the table 20 plus years of service with the Henrico County Sheriff's Office. So, right, I came in feeling like I got this. I know I started off as a deputy, and I have worked my way through the Henrico County Sheriff's Office and held every office, from sergeant on up to the undersheriff. So I came in really confident. I am a big proponent for rehabilitation, connecting people and giving people that fresh start, that maybe that hand that they need to get them on the right path. It addresses a lot of the issues that we see. For a lot of folks, they find themselves dealing with the justice system early on in their lives. So how do you address that? You have to start meeting them where they are when they're young, connecting them to resources. There are so many things that we take for granted. Some of the issues that people face that are sometimes outside of their control that lead them to being incarcerated, where if they were connected to the right resources and to the right people, they may be able to be diverted away from the criminal justice system, which for some of them can become a roller coaster ride that they just can't get off. Diversion has been our main focus and goal. It was prior to me getting elected. The previous sheriff, Michael L. Wade, was big on how can we divert people by utilizing and connecting them to resources in the community. So we have continued that. What I see, that's what excites me about this program, being able to connect people in the community, and although they've made a mistake, let's not, we don't throw the baby in the bathwater, all right? We know that we wash the baby, throw the bathwater out to keep the baby. So I want us to start thinking that way about people, Let's start figuring out how we can clean them up and get them on the right path. That just strengthens our community.
I'm Shannon Taylor, and I am the Commonwealth Attorney for Henrico County. I came into this position understanding that the way criminal justice had been handled in Henrico County needed to be addressed. And I say that because our system for so long, we can often say it goes back 400 years, but we all have been recognized, and certainly talking about, particularly for the last 5 years, about the inequities of a criminal justice system. In trying to address the inequities, and in a jurisdiction like Henrico, it has been a slow and steady, but yet a progressive move. And I am proud of the actions that we have taken. First and foremost, in running on a platform to address substance use disorder and mental health issues, we understand that we have a criminal justice system that may have been criminalizing these public health issues rather than responding in the right way. We have children. The other prong of my platform was truancy, and the idea of why are children not in school and what are we doing to address these issues? We heard a lot in the last several years about what's called the ACEs, the Adverse Childhood Experiences, and again, relying on that research to understand that there's a projection out there that if you have, 4, 5, 6 out of 10 of these experiences, that there is a direct correlation as to what might happen with your future. And when we talk about adverse childhood experiences, we're talking about trauma. So now we're talking about trauma-informed care, trauma-informed response that has to be a consideration when we're talking about the criminal justice system. And so all of these areas to understand that the old way of thinking of, charging somebody, convicting them for what they've been charged with, locking them up and throwing away the key, has not made us a safer society. In fact, if anything, there has been a significant harm. We are well aware now about the collateral consequences of felony convictions, which is why I instruct my assistants that if you have somebody before you that has no felonies, then by golly, if this is a case that is serious enough to go forward on a felony, it better be worth it. But even more so, wanting to change the perspective of if this were my family member or if this were my loved one, how would I want them to be treated? And how would I want the system to respond to them? And so constantly trying to shape and mold and reinforce a new approach and new attitude to the criminal justice system, I think has made, and I should say in Henrico County, has made us a model for other offices, other jurisdictions, has made us a leader. I am proud to say that I, along with 12 other progressive prosecutors, my colleagues, that we together have formed a group called the Virginia Progressive Prosecutors for Justice, and were very involved in the criminal justice reform that we saw happen in the General Assembly last year, 2020, and certainly we were definitely involved again this year. And bringing different jurisdictions who have different resources, different approaches, but understanding that we all had the same belief about what needed to change. So moving forward, together, Sheriff Gregory and I are going to be able to continue to work to identify more appropriate placements for individuals other than the jail. And I'm going to highlight one of those perks is going to be a detox facility that's going to be built in Henrico County. And that was through, again, a lot of teamwork, having everyone put their heads together, trying to figure out what were the good things that Henrico had in existence in terms of resources, what were we lacking in resources. And so moving forward, the community should see that we're going to be committed to that idea that jail should not be the first place that we think of when someone has committed a crime. It should be something that is considered part of the response and have it be equitable in terms of the individual themselves and looking at whatever crime has been committed and seeing where does incarceration really serve a role. So I'm very excited about everything that Sheriff Gregory has done, her renewed commitment to certain programs that have been working, as well as a new commitment to review some practices to see maybe we're, to be more present with best practices and continuing to understand her same mindset as mine, understanding about mental health, understanding about substance use disorders, understanding about trauma, and how even if someone is going to be placed in Henrico County Jail, does she have resources internally that can help individuals who are there be in a better place? And I'm really proud of the work that she's done.
My name is Alina Bloomgarden. I'm the founder of Music on the Inside, Inc. We're a 5-year-old organization bringing music and hope into criminal justice. I was the originating producer of jazz at Lincoln Center, and one of the things I was able to bring to the table are that I have contact with many top jazz musicians and other musicians who really care about this population and want to help. I produced a series at Lincoln Center called Reel to Reel, and one of the shows that I did was about Louis Armstrong. And we took that reel to reel on the road, and most significantly to Woodstock, Vermont, where we did a saturation. And in the process, I did curriculum for the high school English students. We did shows for the students and different shows for the adults that wove together film and live performance. It's something we could share with you as well. It's a beautiful show. And in the process, I learned that Louis Armstrong was arrested when he was 11 years old and sent to the Colored Waifs Home for Boys, where they had a music program. And it gave him his first music education and changed his life. And I thought, what are we doing for incarcerated and youth and in court implicated youth today? When you're in prison, it's not just the incarceration, it's the way you're spoken to and the way your whole sense of yourself can be so broken down. And a lot of institutions in criminal justice focus on people in reentry getting jobs and housing, and I think it's great that you're thinking about developing entrepreneurs. But a lot of times the full individual isn't addressed. And you need to build people's confidence back up and give them a sense that they matter. And one of the things about music, as you know, that's so powerful is that it breaks down all hierarchies and we're just all in the room together making music. And it's very healing, very instant. And in that way, I feel music is one of the most powerful ways to really help this population. I spoke to Wynton Marsalis, who I had hired at Lincoln Center as the artistic advisor for jazz at Lincoln Center. And he said, Alina, give us an idea. We need you. I said, I have an idea right now. I want to bring music into facilities for incarcerated youth in the name of Louis Armstrong. He said, that's what I want to do. Call me Monday. And we met together on Tuesday, and that gave me a lot of courage to launch this program. Now we've worked in Rikers Island in New York and in a number of state facilities, bringing instruments and guitar, singing, songwriting, and culminating each semester with performances by top artists like Arturo O'Farrill and others. So when COVID started, the prisons summarily shut. And within 2 weeks, I'm proud to say, we were able to shift our focus and pivot to support for individuals in reentry. And we launched music while we're inside Zoom concerts every Sunday, and these are something I can definitely share with you. We've had over 200 top artists, and most weeks we have somebody featured who's also been impacted by incarceration, for whom music has really been a life changer. And we also launch music, one-on-one music mentorships, and we're connecting musicians with individuals who have some experience with music for one-on-one mentorships on Zoom. Zoom allows us to dissolve geography. So that's why we're excited to be working with you people in Virginia for the Youth Corp Inc. and to see if we can really help support what you're doing for the incarcerated youth there.
Music on the inside makes you feel so much pride. Music on the inside makes your spirit just glide. Yeah, playing the day, love your way. Music on the inside, we say. Music on the inside, music on the inside makes you feel so much pride. Yes, music on the inside, music on the inside, music on the inside. Having joy and love today is the musical way. Music on the inside today. Music on the inside, music on the inside, music on the inside. Yes, music on the inside. Music on the inside. Lift your hearts today, it's the musical way. Music on the inside today. Yeah.
My name is Reginald Foreman, your at-risk specialist, certified life coach, entrepreneur, author, all that good stuff. I want to start off and give you some good stuff first, and then we'll get into the great. Who am I? What have I done? I've written 3 books, Live Determined, There's Purpose in Your Pain, and my children's book, The Adventures of Reginald, Lion, and Jeremiah, which is my son. I'm starting my own toy line. That's a little bit of him. I've been in prison and overcome 30-some certificates while I was in. So I've been able to travel all over. I've been on CBN, TBN, front of St. Louis American. I did 40+ interviews and radios. All that's the good stuff. But let's get into the great stuff. What I had to overcome. I grew up in the Chicago projects. My mother was on drugs. She ended up in prostitution. She was abusive mentally, verbally, because hurt people hurt other people. I was shipped from house to house like an orphan, chased home every day. So you gotta imagine I'm being chased home from gangs and then had to go in a house and then know if my mother was gonna hit. This is how I grew up. Then I thought all of a sudden, everything was gonna be awesome. I moved to Miami, Florida, like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Why I say that? Because my stepmother and my father were middle income. We had four cars, a pool, Christmas funds, savings funds. I was living the life. Didn't know behind the scenes my father had issues with selling drugs and pimping prostitutes. This is my life story. It's like a movie. So I had to dig out of some mental strongholds, some spiritual strongholds, but it didn't happen until I went to prison. I ended up robbing a bank at 19 years old and I got illegally sentenced to 18 and a half years. They charged me twice for a crime that only supposed to be charged once. I ended up doing 4 years, changing my life, getting in the Bible, got out of prison and moved to St. Louis. I was dating my pastor's daughter. I was working at Labor Ready, doing any kind of job. The federal prison, U.S. Marshals came back. They came back and got me and said, Mr. Foreman, you were let out of prison erroneously by mistake. Imagine changing your life and trusting God and then having to go back in the dungeon. But in that, I found a way over the mental hold again and the spiritual hold to trust God. And that's why I said I started occupying myself and got all these certificates changing my life. So this is what I want to bring. I'm bringing to the table with Ms. Liz. She's doing a great thing of helping ex-offenders and young kids that are at risk. We got to help them in their mental and their spiritual. My blessing or my uniqueness is that experience. I've been able to go through trauma and overcome some trauma. I've been able to see some wins and see some lows. Even after changing my life, I lost my daughter to a premature birth. Her twin, my son, was diagnosed with cerebral palsy. I've been through a divorce, but I'm still going, and that's what I want to help you do. So my name is Reginald Foreman, your at-risk specialist. Thank you for your time.
My name is Richard May. They call me Coach Rick. I'm the founder of the Hope Institute and the author of Hope, Your Essence Navigation System, a system that came to me after years of struggling to try to figure out how I could overcome. I had a troubled youth and I was on a downside, nearly dead, hurting people, dealing with drugs, and I finally went in the Navy, got some discipline and came out of it. And I was trying to figure out how I could help other people to give back after so many years of harming and being harmed. And I started developing this program. And so years and years and years of working and praying and trying to get things together, and people started coming to me. Cheyenne and Don Kramer, who are into business and helping people to become honest business people, came to me and we started working together to develop this program where we could actually coach people in my program and bring people together and develop a business mindset. And so we started working together about 7-8 years ago, and we started coaching. I started teaching coaching Hope, and they were teaching people how to start up businesses and get the techniques and methods they needed to do business. Other people started coming to us. And then Liz Charity came to us, and we realized real fast that we were supposed to be together. And we started working together to develop this program for helping people who are in need. We have developed a program that we believe can really contribute to helping people to get back to where they need to be, to help pull them up, give them the tools and the techniques that they need to be able to find what it is that they were born to do. We're all born with certain inherent tools and traits that we can leverage to get to where we need to be in life. We help people to honestly assess, to connect with their omnipotence, their creative power, to get back to the healing power of pure love, to find that essence, their life's purpose that we all have, and using that power and turning it into a business or a career that will help them to be self-reliant and independent for the rest of their lives, where they don't need to be dependent on anybody else, that they now have the power to be able to be self-reliant. We are so looking forward to working with Youth Corporation and helping to help young people and others to be self-reliant.
My name is Richard Harris, and I've been in the construction field all my life. It started very early on. As a child, I was fascinated with electricity. And when I got my Lionel train track for Christmas, I took it apart. I feel as though it's been a gift from God, and I love electricity. And that led me to HVAC, heating, air conditioning, and ventilation. So I basically have been in school since 1975. I come from Newark, New Jersey. In fact, I come from basically where you are right now, many of you. I was not always here, but today I'm here to share a little bit about what the construction industry can do for you. It's been very good to me. I've been an owner-operator of Installation Inc. for some 20 some odd years. Now I do teaching, construction management, and I build. And I want to offer this to you. It's a program that I've been working on since probably 2006. I started speaking in the city of Newark at city hearings, asking for help to bring programs to other contractors, to youth, and for all those who have a desire. See, that's the key component. You need to have a desire and a sense of self-worth that you want to build yourself to be a better and a productive person in our society. With that, you're well on your way. I'm here to be what is mainly a life coach, a mentor, a learning manager, and that's what those who have been in my life have been to me. And I know the importance of having a network, having someone you can call, having someone who can guide you and give you the ins and the outs of the trades. And that's what I'm here to offer. So I'm excited about the program that we're bringing to you. And if you're ready, we're going to take charge and we're going to make an investment in your future. I'm here to help you. Once again, I'd like to just join with the group YCI and bring to the group, as many as possible, a brighter future. So with that, we look forward to having you in our organization, and you're no longer there alone. You're with a group of people who care about you. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you soon.
Good evening, Lil Maceo here, CEO of We Are Nominee, partnering with Youth Corporation Incorporated with Ms. Elizabeth Charity. I hope you all have enjoyed all of the content that we have been working diligently around the clock to provide y'all with content that is meaningful, impactful, and engaging. We have been blessed with the opportunity to converse with community leaders such as Sheriff Alina Gregory, the Commonwealth's Attorney, Shannon Taylor, as well as our friends from Music on the Inside, founded by Alina Bloomgarden. If you have any questions or want to learn how to support our cause, our methods, whatever you may have, you can visit us directly on our website at youthcorporation.org. You can also contact us by email at contact@youthcorporation.org. If you would like to drop a line and talk to somebody directly, such as Ms. Charity or maybe myself, you can call 571-314-7503. Thank you all for your patience and your attention. We look forward to seeing y'all soon. Thank you.